all your features, all bells and whistles, everything to control in this car falls on this screen and has to be tackled on the screen. There's nothing being added in front of you, which is in terms of an instrument cluster. Unfortunately, no, it is Tesla. They're not going to give you any visibility in your front, no heads-up display. There you go. Yes, couple of seconds to 80. For a person like me who wears spectacles for reading, it's very hard to read time at time while you're driving, and it can be also a bit of a distraction. That what is the time right now? Is it 6 or is it 8 or what? Now, these digits are too small and there is no way I can change this. And this beep, yes, it's pretty annoying. I hate it, but still, it's for your safety. It's a good feature. Whoa, that was great. That was really hardly 4 seconds. Gone above 100. Very impressive throttling and very nice feel overall. Good day. My name is Fahad and you're watching Behind the Wheel, and today we are very excited to bring you the review of new Tesla Model Y Juniper 2026. Have a look. In the year 2025, in the first quarter, Tesla announced its new model, which is the uplifted version of the Model Y, and they call it Juniper, with a number of upgrades they introduced in it. There were 2 variants that they introduced in Australia in the beginning, and then they introduced a third one. The first one was the rear-wheel drive, the second one was the all-wheel drive long range, and the third one they've just introduced now is performance variant. Now, it's a very exciting time that while all these 3 variants are now available in the market, Tesla has also announced that it's going to bring a 6-seater version of its Model Y, which is called Model Y L, and it's actually available in China to order. The Tesla Model Y starting variant, which is the rear-wheel drive, comes with a price tag of 58,900, while this one, which is an all-wheel drive dual motor, would cost you around 68,900 Australian dollars. And the latest one, which is the performance variant, that has a price tag of 89,400 Australian dollars. Now, with the specs, there is a difference. Yes, the starting variant, which is the rear-wheel drive, comes with only a rear-wheel motor, as the name states, and it can take you from 0 to 100 in approximately 5.9 seconds. While this one, which is the all-wheel drive dual motor, will take you from 0 to 100 in approximately 4.8 seconds. The performance one, which is the most quickest one and most expensive one, would take you from 0 to 100 in approximately super fast. In terms of the changes that Tesla has brought in, there are heaps. We can start from the front over here. Now we can see there is a long bar front light which has been brought in by Tesla, and this is actually coming from the Cybertruck model. It's pretty much the same as Cybertruck, and it is giving you a very broader look of the front. Now the front looks pretty broad. Instead of the normal standard headlights, they put in these front lights. While these are not the headlights, the actual headlights sit below over here underneath, and some well aerodynamically introduced holes over here. Plus we've got one front camera which is good to record. So the front is pretty much revamped with this front bar light, which gives it a very wider and broader look. And this camera which has now been added is going to help you a lot in terms of FSD, which is now going to be available in Australia in a few weeks' time with approximately subscription charge of around $149 per month. And this, of course, is a Super VN mode FSD. As we move around, we can see over here 19-inch standard wheels which come with it, with a black rim cap over here. It's a plastic rim cap, but still gives you a very good matte finish look of 19-inch standard wheels. It also comes with an option of 20-inch wheels, which is an option for you to buy. Some cameras on the sides, matching side mirrors, flash handles, which is very much standard as Model Y. But as you move towards the back side, of course, there is a big new revamped back over here. They've got this new lovely Tesla logo over here with a light just underneath that flashes onto this logo and turns it bright red. And the new thing over here is auto tailgate, which opens automatically provided that you have the key in your hand. If you're in a situation where you're holding a lot of things in your hand, like grocery bags or anything, and your hands are not free, the hands-free tailgate open if you have the key in your hand. Like I had the key here, my phone, and it opens it. So this is a new feature now being added by Tesla, that it will let you open the rear gate or the tailgate hands-free. Now this one is a middle variant. It comes with around 600 kilometer range WLTP, while the performance one gives you around 580 kilometers, and the initial variant, which is the rear-wheel drive only, that would give you around 488 kilometers WLTP range. Okay, let's have a look at the rear space. Heaps of space over here. As we go underneath, we can have a look. There is still more space over here. Of course, there is no spare tire or any accessory which is being offered by Tesla that comes with it, but heaps of space here in the rear. And overall, there's a very roomy feel of this new Model Y, which means that we can at least put 3 large suitcases easily by removing this seating, or if we want to utilize all of the space, it's pretty much fair enough to put 2 large and 2 small suitcases, or 3 large suitcases very easily. Another good function they've just added in the new Model Y Juniper is the folding rear seats with a press of a button. So we can fold these seats one by one. By press of this button, they'll be folded down, and that can increase your overall boot space to a lot. You can even put a huge, small or medium-sized mattress even over here. And yes, you can unfold the seats back to where they were before as well. With the same button, the seats are going to unfold and come back to the same position where they are. Not only that, they also have a rear seats reclining function. Let's have a look at it, how it looks from inside. All right, as we come inside this, there are a lot of new things being added. To start with, we've got now the ventilated front seats, and the rear seats, of course, on the both ends, they are just heated. They are not ventilated, but at least in the front, the driver and the passenger seats have the ventilation function which is being added, which is very good in the summers here in Queensland. That's new. We've got 15.4-inch the infotainment screen, and all your features, all bells and whistles, everything to control in this car falls on this screen and has to be tackled on the screen. There's nothing being added in front of you, which is in terms of an instrument cluster. Unfortunately, no, it is Tesla. They're not going to give you any visibility in your front, no heads-up display, no instrument cluster in front of you. So all you have to do is keep an eye on this main screen that gives you everything from aircon controls to your speed to controlling your rear screen and everything, your temperature, everything, or your music. It all falls on the main screen. The only physical thing that they've still given to you is this stalk here, which is the indicator stalk, right or left. That is still very handy that they have kept it over here. The thing is that they have listened to the feedback coming from the people who've been using Tesla Model Y for years, and ever since they removed this function from the Tesla Model 3, people have given very negative feedback. And luckily, in the new model Juniper, new Model Y Juniper, we still have this integrated stock, which is a good thing. As we move here below the screen, we've got the two mobile chargers. Mobile phones, they can be charged wirelessly, so two wireless mobile chargers. And then we've got the cup holders, which are under these tray closures or these tray doors. We've got two cup holders here and a very deep compartment over here where you can store heaps of things, which is a very handy thing. And if something is residing here, it feels very good to close these sliding doors, and this thing looks very neat and clean. We've got a very normal storage over here, the central console, which is nice and deep and pretty sturdy in its place. Steering feel is very nice, very premium feel overall. And in front, of course, you've got these two rotating wheels with which you can do a lot of things. And you've got your wiper controls over here. The voice command control button is over here, and your cruise control buttons functions, they fall over here. So not a lot of options on the steering wheel, but very basic. That of course comes with Tesla. Okay, and another thing you can feel is that they have used different materials this time to give it a more modern and a very lavish look, especially this fabricy material over here in the light gray that goes on sides to the main dashboard. Has a very soft fabricy feel, and it goes all along on the other side as well. That's a new addition. Um, Other than that, we've got very soft touch dashboard, which is very soft material over here. These sides are also pretty soft and lavish. And one thing they've added more over here is the ambient light, which starts from here, goes all along in front on the other side. Now these ambient lights, they have got like number of colors to choose from, and of course you can sync this ambient light with the music as well to enjoy at night. It gives you a very clubbish feeling. Okay, let's put this thing to drive. Okay, yes, it's got that very nice EV feel, which is just accelerating without any effort. For now, it's got like two different acceleration functions. One is called chill and other is standard. Now, I'm driving right now on the standard one. While these roads are just having a limit of 50, I cannot go very fast over here, but yes, it gives you a very nice comfort feel overall, a very modern, lavish EV feel overall in terms of drive. One more thing that I forgot to mention earlier, that what they've worked upon in this model is the suspension. They have really worked through and made it work according to the Australian roads, and it seems to be a lot better in terms of suspension compared to the previous model. So here we go on the main road, which is got 60k limit, and then it will change to 80 somewhere in the middle, and we'll try to accelerate over there and see how it accelerates. But overall, it feels like yes, the whole power is sitting at the tip of your foot. It just goes from 0 to 100 very, very effortlessly. Um, this variant, which is the long range dual motor variant, comes with a battery of around 79 kilowatt hours, and with that you get 600-kilometer range. This beep is pretty annoying, of course, because this is a construction zone over here and it's showing 40k zone. So yes, exactly as you cross the sign, it changes to 60. Now let's see, does it change to 70 as we are going to cross the 70k sign over here on the road, and there we cross exactly the same time it changed to 70. So cameras are reading the signs very well, and of course the cameras are reading the oncoming traffic and anything above or behind you on the road, and it's just showing you a sketch of the road and the traffic with your car on it very well. I mean, it's a very good translation. Even if you see a big truck, it's going to show its dimensions accordingly, proportionately on this small screen, which you can of course enlarge as well to see what's around you. And over here you get to see your speed limit and the exactly current speed. So we are still into the 60k zone. I'm still waiting to cross this one, and once we go into the 80k zone after a roundabout, I think there is where we can try to accelerate and see how it feels to accelerate. Nice summer sunny morning here in Brisbane today, so I'm going to reduce my speed a bit to accelerate. There we go. Yes, couple of seconds to 80, which we have just crossed now, so it should be beeping now. Change to 80. Yep, you feel that whole power at the tip of your foot. You feel that effortless acceleration, which is the highlight of the EV and Tesla, of course. And it's pretty silent cabin over here. The climate control is so good that you don't feel the sound of that air con continuously coming to you or even from the rear. Here, and of course, the heat is very well filtered. I mean, I love this upper sunroof that filters all the radiation, that gives you the very appropriate light and heat, which doesn't feel hot at all while driving in summers. So pretty good addition on top of your head as well. Okay, we are going to take Gateway Motorway and test it from 60 to 100 as well over there. Currently we are on an 80k zone, and we just tried to accelerate it on 80k. It felt pretty good, pretty fast. Soon we're going to hit that Gateway Motorway 100k zone, and we'll see how it accelerates over there. Alright, let's just start from here now. Whoa, that was great. That was really hardly 4 seconds. Gone above 100. Very impressive throttling and very nice feel overall. Now we are on the highway, 100k limit, and it feels pretty smooth, going on constant approximate 100 km per hour speed. The overall cabin is not noisy at all. Very sporty and very comfy ride overall. And this beep, yes, it's pretty annoying. I hate it, but it's for your safety. It's a good feature. It keeps reminding you that you're going above the limit. And also this beep is very helpful when you're standing right on the lights waiting for the right to turn from red to green, and sometimes you forget to look at it because you're just right in front of it. It also reminds you when it turns green. So that chime that comes as soon as the light gets green is pretty helpful, that even if you forget and even if you're looking or distracted somewhere else, that beep is helpful. This was another one which was about taking control, though I'm not going on an FSD mode, but somehow this was a fake alarm. Overall, it's a very enjoyable thrill ride on the highway at 100k. Alrighty, now here I am sitting behind the wheel, and this is the cockpit view of the Tesla Model Y Juniper edition, which is 2026 model. There are least physical controls available over here. Starting from the aircon vents, yes, there are no aircon vents over here, and all you have to do is go back to the main screen, go into the climate control, and there you can change the aircon vent directions towards you or away from you. That works really well, but while driving, this can be a bit of a distraction. So that is one. Then looking at all the cons, I would say there is no instrument cluster over here. Yes, while you're driving, while you're sitting behind the wheel, looking in front of you, there is no heads-up display, and there is no instrument cluster, no gauges in front of you that tells you about your speed or anything, or date, or your battery status, or anything. All you have to do is go back to the main screen, and the speed comes on this corner. While you're driving right now, I've just parked, so I cannot show you the speed over here. But when you drive, yes, the speed comes in this corner. Then second is, yes, you have the side mirrors, but they are a bit small. Anyways, you can live with those small side mirrors. Of course, they call it an SUV, Tesla Model Y. But even the blind spot indicator is kept here inside instead of being on the mirror, which is a very basic function. You're looking at the side mirror and you're watching the traffic behind you. Then this blind spot indicator, it's very common. Even the Toyota Corolla has this function that it gives you the blind spot indication right on top of the mirror, but no, it falls right here inside, which personally I don't like it myself. Then you look at this rear mirror, it's very narrow and very, I would say, when you have a look at it, just feel it. It feels like it's very feeble design. It's not a very rigid, solid design, and it's very narrow. And although the fact that we've got heaps of cameras all along the whole car, this rear view mirror is not equipped with the rear camera, so that if background view is obstructed by any other object sitting in the car or placed in the car, then at least you can switch this to a camera mode and view what's coming behind you. This is a very common thing. Even Toyota RAV4 has this function that you can change the rear view mirror with a touch of a button to the camera mode, and it shows you the exact video who's coming behind you. Instead of looking at the mirror, you're looking at an LCD screen. But Tesla, although it's an EV, no. All the time you have to watch this main screen for all the information. Especially I keep an eye on the time and the temperature. Look, it's lying over here, and it's so small that if you just view it with a normal viewing angle, say over here, I'm sitting over here. Now this is very close to my eyes right now, and I'm trying to focus on the time. For a person like me who wears spectacles for reading, it's very hard to read time at times while you're driving, and it can be also a bit of a distraction. That what is the time right now? Is it 6 or is it 8 or what? Now these digits are too small, and there is no way I can change this. That's another thing. Another one is when you look at the major reading while you're driving, the main reading is that you want to see what is your current drive status, how many kilowatt hours of battery have you consumed so far, and how long have you been traveling, and all that status, odometer reading. This is all so gray and tiny. Now look, I'm over here, my eyes are over here, and I'm supposed to focus at this. At times I struggle to read this. Look at this 21.5, the temperature, it seems pretty clear. But when you are sitting over here and you're just trying to focus on how long have I been driving, this is so small. There's no way I can change it to a bigger one. Now, yeah, I know I'm a bit emotional about it right now because I bought it. If I had not bought it, I would have just said, yeah, this is it. But I believe, Tesla being such a big EV maker, there should be some flexibility on the screen that I can change the fonts, or I can change this window to either a bigger window or at least I can just put it in a different color instead of gray color to read it clearly while I'm driving. So it's a basic information while driving. If you are in the market where you've got BYD, you've got Xpeng, you've got so many Chinese manufacturers jumping in, you've got Polestar, they're all offering this thing, an instrument cluster, an heads-up display, and then of course they've got the screen as well. So I believe Tesla, you need to work on this, mate. This is not this is not luxury. This is not a premium stuff you're offering. Your minimalism is somewhere going to annoy some of the users as much as that they might just think about a different manufacturer, might sell it off after 6 months and go for a different manufacturer. Not a good thing. Okay, let's have a look how it looks from inside, especially on the rear seat. Let's move in. Okay, right now I'm inside. Pretty nice over here. There's some good sunlight coming over here, but not a lot of heat, which is a good thing. This is my normal position as I drive, and I'm sitting behind the driver's seat. And there is a lot of leg room. I can stretch my legs even like this, and this is a lot of space. So it's pretty spacious sitting behind over here. And we've got this armrest and two cup holders in the middle as well, which I can easily put my arm on, and it can hold a couple of cups. This is of course a middle seat, and there's another seat over here. This ambient light is also going up till over here. Good. As you look up over here, there are a couple of very nice tiny functions. As you click on this, you have a very nice coat or a shirt hanger, which is very handy at times if you're traveling on a long road. And also with a touch of a button, you've got this reading light. If you're traveling at night and you just want to read something over here, this is a very nice option, I would say. Very handy, and just touch of a button, it just turns on and off. In front of me, yes, there is some storage over here, some nice storage pocket, and there is a very nice leg room, as well as if I want to recline the seat. Now watch this, I can recline the seat. Look at this. It just feels like you're relaxing, as if you're just lying in your couch. The center screen here is a main highlight. This is something new. You now have an option to do all your vents control from the rear screen. Now these are the vent controls, and you have a screen which is around 8 inches that gives you liberty to manage all your vent control, as well as you can play video games over here. Now look at this. You can play video games over here. You can watch movies on YouTube, Netflix, even Twitch is here, and you can also listen to music. So that's a very handy function that gives the liberty to people sitting in the back seat. They can listen to music, they can play anything, and then of course the seat reclining functions can also be controlled from here, which is good. And of course your vent functions, which can be controlled from here. So this is a very handy screen, as well as this is an entertainment screen. Kids love it. This gives you a lot of room to sit, watch, or play with it while you're parked in. So a very good addition in terms of tech. Behind this, you've got two USB-C ports over here. So it's not only that you can do all the stuff on the screen, you can charge your phone or you can charge your iPad. All the controls are on this main screen sitting in front of the driver, and from that main screen, of course, one of the functions is that you can put child lock for your children. For the safety of the children, you just put a child lock on, and this is also a soft feature. Once the child lock is on, it is on and you cannot open the door. There you go. Now wait a second, does that mean I'm stuck over here? I cannot open the door. I cannot turn down the window to open the door manually from the front. Now how do I get out of here? Well, there's still a way to get out of here. If you're stuck like me and you have a child lock on and you want to get out of the Tesla, there is an emergency button right in this side pocket that Tesla has given you. So all you have to do is lift up this small piece on the side in the pocket, and once you lift it up, you'll see there is a string with a loop. You just put your finger in the loop and then just pull it, and as you pull it, the door will open.
Tesla has come a long way in upgrading its Model Y to Juniper 2026. From exterior to interior, from top glass roof to all the software functions and features, it is now giving you a lot more flexibility and a lot more options, especially the full self-driving mode, which is now available in Australia at the cost of just $149 per month subscription. I think this is the beginning. They also would have to introduce more EVs which are more economical and which are even more luxury, and they have to compete in the EV market, which I hope the Tesla will listen to its customers, its users, take the feedback and bring in some new options, new features, new variants at a more affordable price so that they can continue to dominate the market. This is Fahad signing off. Till next time, I'll bring you a new review of an EV or an SUV. Take care. See ya.